Okay, my math, chapter 7 on patterns, lesson 5. This is on addition and subtraction rules. Okay, so you can use a rule to write an equation that describes a pattern between input and output. So that's new vocabulary. So input and output numbers. So you put a number in and then you do something with the pattern, multiply or add, subtract, divide, and there's an output, okay? Your end result. Tables can be used to show how input numbers change in the same way each time, creating a new output number. And here's the thing, the goal is each time, because there is the rule you're using. Okay. Example 1, Mr. Mathis is creating a table to show how input numbers are changed. Write an equation that describes the pattern in the table. Complete the table. So here's the pattern. 2 plus something makes 9, 4 plus something makes 11, 6 plus something makes 13. So one way to figure this out, well, you can count up 2 plus something make 9, or you can simply do the inverse relationship of adding, which is subtracting. So what would you subtract? You subtract this number from this number. So you would subtract 9 minus 2, and that would give you what goes here. So 9 minus 2, so if you count backwards, 9, 8, 7. So 7 would go here. Let's check it. 7, 8, 9. Get 9, okay? So let's see if the rule's the same. So if we add 7 here to 4, do we get 11? So 7 in your head, 7, and then count 4. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep. Okay. And the same you would do here. So if you put 7 in your head and then add 6, do you get 13? Well, 7 also is 6 plus 1, right? And I know that 6 and 6 makes 12, plus 1 makes 13, so definitely 7 goes here. So what is my rule? I'm adding 7. So here's your rule. You add 7. Okay, so the equation is x, because now they're using a variable, okay? That's your input number, because x, if you look at this table, the input is x, meaning x means it's just a variable, some number. Variable. It varies. Vary means means variable, means some number, and the output. And so you take this number and you apply the rule. Okay, so what is the rule we said? Add 7. Okay, so it's plus 7. I always like to write it up there so I don't forget. So it's the input is the variable, some number, plus 7. Sorry, just trying to focus. Gives me my output, which would be my answer in the y column. All right, so let's try it. So if you have 2, see that, plus 7, you get 9. So 4 plus 7 is 11, and 6 plus 7 is 13, just like what we did here. So you're going to continue the pattern. So 8 plus 7. Okay, so that's 8. My hand's holding the camera, so 8 plus 7. So again, 8 in my head is 7 plus 1. And I know that 7 plus 7 is 14, plus 1 is 15, so that's my output. Okay, so basically you're just adding this number by the rule, and the output is what it makes. So 10 plus 7 is, so we said 17, and 12 plus 7. Well, 7 plus 2, 8, 9, is 9 in the ones place, and then the 1 just comes over. Okay? Use the rule to complete the table, which we did. So the equation that describes the pattern is x, because they want an equation, plus 7 equals y, which is another variable because it changes. So if this number changes when you add 7, the output's going to change. Has to, because this number's changing. Okay? All right. Let's go to the back side. That's page 439. All right, so example 2. And again, you can use any operation. It could be add, subtract, multiply, divide, okay? So don't get stuck on just adding. A pizza shop offers $3 off any order over $10. Use the rule and equation to find the next 4 output numbers. So what is the rule? Well, what is it? $3 off. So I'm going to underline that. So is that adding or subtracting? You take something off. It's a subtraction of 3. So the equation, they're using the letter C. Now remember, the variable can be any letter in the alphabet. It doesn't have to be A or X or B. Anything. It doesn't matter. Okay, so don't get hung up on, well, I don't know what C is. Doesn't matter. It's just a variable. Any number. Minus 3 equals D. Okay, so if we look at the table, we use the letters they give us. C is the input, and D. So you're going to take all of these and apply the rule. What is the rule? Right there. Subtract 3. So I like to, again, put the rule right up here so I remember what I'm doing. So 12 minus 3. Okay? So you can count backwards if you want. You could write a little problem here. Doesn't really matter. Okay? Or you can kind of guess like 9, 10, 11, 12. So it's $9. Okay. 14 minus 3. Well, 4 minus 3 is 1. So that's $11. 16 minus 3. Well, 6 minus 3 is 3. So the 1 stays in the tens place. And 18 minus 3, 8 minus 3 is 5, so that's 15. Okay? All right, so then you're going to go ahead and do that. Find the next 4 numbers when the input C is 12, 14, 16, 18. We already did that, see? Okay? All right, and they're just breaking it down for you. C minus 3, so if C is 12 minus 3, you get 9. Hopefully I didn't make any mistakes on my math. Sometimes I do. And that's okay. Just, you know, do it correctly. Okay, so 14 minus 3 again is 11. And 16 minus 3 is 13. And 18 minus 3 is 15. Okay. So the next 4 amounts are 9, 11, 13, and 15. So you're just going to write them on the line. 9, 11, 13, 15. Now remember, if I'm going too fast, stop. Describe another pattern you see in this chart. Well, let's see. 9, 11, 13, 15. So just like we did in some of the other lessons, look for odd, even, alternating, patterns, 9, 1, 3, 5, but I'm noticing they're all odd, so I'm just going to write that. All are odd numbers. Okay. All right, so guided practice. All right, write an equation that describes the pattern. Then use the equation to find the next 3 output patterns. So what is an equation? So remember, you just use these. So the input is A. So it's A. So how are we changing? So let's see, 5 turned into 9. Well, let's see here. You didn't multiply because 5 times nothing turns into 9. So it's not 5 times 1 or 5 times 2 because that would be 10. So it's either an add or subtract or divide, but 5 divided by anything, 5 can get smaller. This is growing, so it's not a division. So 5 plus what makes 9? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 4. So this is adding 4. Okay, let's just double check. Check the next one. 9 plus 4, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yep, 13 plus 4, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yep, so it's plus 4. So it's A, that's the equation. Okay, so let me underline that because what we're doing is writing the equation. A plus 4 equals whatever letter they give you here, which is B. Okay, so then you just go ahead and do the rest. 17 plus 4, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay, now you stop the video and do the next two. Turn on the video and check it. Okay, so pause it now, do the next two, and then turn me back on, turn the video back on, and check it. Okay, and I'm going to continue while you guys are working. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So you should have 25 here, and 25 plus 4 should be 29. Okay, so there you go. All right, and now it's time for your independent practice. So again, write an equation. Oops, write an equation, so underline equation that describes the pattern. And then use the equation to find the next two output. Okay, so again, look, it went from 11 to 2. So the number got smaller. So it's either a subtraction or a division. What happened? So does 11 divided by something make 2? No. 11 divided by any number will never make 2. Okay, so plus 11 is a prime number too, so nothing goes into it but 1. So this is clearly a subtraction problem. Okay, so how did 11 turn into 2? How many did we subtract? 11, let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, that's 9. So I'm taking minus 9. Okay, so let's check. So 7 plus 9, because remember, this is the, if you add this with that, you get that, or you subtract 16 from 9 to get that. Okay, I'm going to add just because it's easier. 9 in my head, 7 fingers, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yep, there it is. Okay, so I'm right. Okay, so the equation here is, the input they're using is n, or m, minus 9 equals n. That's the equation. So you're going to minus this by 9 to get these. Okay? So look for the rule. Okay? So 2 is turning into 15. 2 times nothing makes 15, because 2 times 7 is 14, 2 times 8 is 16. So this is clearly addition. So here we're adding something. So you got to figure out what are we adding. Okay? This one here, if 3 turned into 6, okay? Oh, wait, I've given you the rule. It's f plus 3 equals b. So what do you think the rule is here? Plus 3. Okay? There's the rule. So you're adding 3 to these. Okay? So there's the rule there. All right. And then create an input-output table for each equation. So you're going to draw your own table for number 7. Okay. Just draw it like that. Don't close it. And then you're going to put some lines in here. And it says to create an input table for each equation. So put at least 4 in there. Okay. and it's y. This is the y side, and this is the z side. And whatever you put here, you're going to add 4 to it. Okay, so let's say we go 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, any numbers are saying create your own. Okay, and you're going to add 4. So 2 plus 4, that's the rule, is 6. 4 plus 4 is 8, and so on. Okay, so you'll do the same here. All right, so you're going to create your table. Okay, and again, just try to do like 4 of them. And there's your rule is -7. This is your A side, and this is your C side. Okay. Okay, whatever you do, and the rule is -7. All right, describe a pattern you see in exercise. Exercise 2 means problem 2. So where's problem 2? Here. So I'm going to put that up there like that. Okay. All right, and then your homework page will go in. And then you guys go ahead and work on the back here. The table shows what a taxi company charges in dollars for every mile traveled. So the taxi is like Uber, input 10, output. Okay, so the table shows what a taxi company charges in dollars for every mile traveled. Okay, so 10 to 12, 15 to 17. So what is the rule here? Can you guys see it? How did 10 turn into 12? Is that a multiply or adding? It's only 2 different, so it's adding. So the rule here is +2. Okay? So use the table to write an equation for this situation. You're writing an equation, okay? So it's m, and then the rule, +2, equals that letter, C. And then you fill in the rest, okay? Okay, so, and this here is still based on that. So if you went 25 or 30, okay? Oh, well, actually, there they are. Use the equation you wrote to exercise 10 to find the cost of a 60-mile trip, okay? So miles and the cost, okay? So how would you write that? There's the M. So here's your M, 60 plus 2 equals whatever. All right, okay. I think I've helped you a lot. All right, homework, goes on to Connect Ed. All right, done. Bye.